So you have Mark and Diane with Real Estate News and Views. And Mark, the July stats are in for the city of Barrie and the surrounding area. We're going to deal with the city of Barrie today. And it's not bad, but it's not good.
Doing what it's been doing for the last 8 months. So nothing surprises me, right? So it is what it is. It's not going to get better this year, hopefully next year, but it's a wait and see approach. And I think maybe we do a follow-up video in going through the ranges and the amount of inventory. Not for days on market, but more of supply, how many months in certain categories. I thought of that yesterday. I think it'd be a good indication. And the inventory is not going down. Like,
No, I'll show you the numbers. I have all the numbers. You know what else I did, Mark? And if the viewers stick around with us, um, I did the stats for the last 3 years from July to the end of December.
okay, good.
Because we did the first 6 months of the year and we were down huge year over year, right? So
Yeah.
I thought, well, if we were down like 40, 50% in the first 6 months, if we look at the stats for the next 6 months, it might give us an indication of where it's going.
Yeah, it might, but I still think there's a big curveball in there.
Well, you're going to be shocked by what I found.
All right, well, let's go through it. And like this video, definitely subscribe to the channel for more information. In the top of our descriptions, we have links for sellers and buyers to get some great information.
Okay, so in the city of Barrie for the month of July this year, 171 total sales.
Okay,
Last year, 176.
so let's just call it flat, even though it's 2.3%. It's pretty flat. Then a couple changes.
2.8%.
Okay,
Now the actives last year 777. Now we're at a million, or sorry, 1,069.
feels like a million.
It
Um,
feels like a million for sure.
Yeah, and and I'm sure there's lots of, couple weeks, even 10 days ago since we did our last video, or 8 days ago, the inventory was in the 11 range, 11 22. Now, yes, we've had some sales since, of course, but also we're probably seeing a bit of cancellations and terminations that just said, you know what, maybe I'll relist, maybe I'll rent it out. Obviously, it's not the right time to sell for the dollars that I want.
Well, and really, we're only one away from last month.
Well, for sure. I mean, it's a few
So we
sales.
had 171 listed, like 171 sold, but our inventory is still the same.
Oh,
So
correct.
we still have a bunch coming out.
It's continuously, right? And this market is a very demanding market for price today. Price matters more than ever today. It
Yeah,
really
it's,
does.
I know. If you're aggressive, it sells.
It sells and
Um,
you can be aggressive.
So the average price is at 708, which is the lowest it's been all year. But like we said, prices are dropping a bit too. So we'll see where the sale range is because I did break it down by price, right?
Yeah.
So the year-to-date sales last year 1383, this year 1197. This is for the city of Barrie people. So we're down 14%
Yeah. Year to date.
year to date.
Okay. Okay.
So we can go over. Here we go. So 5 to 600, there's 64 active.
Yep.
This year, 23 sold. Last year, 13 sold.
Bit of an increase, eh?
Yeah. So that is, you know what the thing is though, Mark? I was thinking about this. Um, that's a 43% increase. You know what the thing is with it? Is last year between 5 and 600, there was like nothing.
And right, there's that range was a pretty hot range last year, right? That was continuing to sell even in 2023. Those lower ranges really took a shift as the market started to come down and rates started to go up. We've seen more of a shift to lower price points due to affordability. So kind of, it's good, but we also have a lot of inventory in that range. When we punch in those numbers, it's only 37% of the inventory in that range is selling. Right. So that's telling me, we have, holy cow, we got 3 months worth of inventory in that range.
And how much is not selling at
Uh,
37%?
it's 64%.
I should be
So,
able to do that off my head, really, but
um,
well, the
so
point is though, last year between 5 and 600, we didn't have 64 actives.
no, 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 no,
You
no,
know what I mean? Like that wasn't happening.
no. And that's, you're getting your odd detached, semi-detached in different areas. You're getting your odd townhouse in that group of low price points.
Yeah, and there's a lot more now, townhouses,
There's a
even the
lot.
odd crappy detached,
Yeah,
um, in that range.
yeah, there
Where
is.
last year, like you just didn't see that.
And, in saying that, I expect to start seeing within the mid-September range to see a lot more listings come on the market.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna do that too.
Yeah, I want to
So
see what
between the 6 and 7 mark, we have 143 listings.
crazy. That's
Now,
very
40 sold this year, 45 last year. We're down 12.5% in that category. But what's the
28%,
percentage not selling? It's huge.
72%, 28% inventory selling. And this is, again, we go over the same thing every month with these staggering high percentages of not selling product. It hasn't changed
No.
several months, right?
Well, and again, the 7 to 8 range is still horrifying.
It's all
Like
horrifying.
usually 7 to 8 range, you don't see that much inventory because a couple years ago that was a cheap price range kind, you know what I mean?
Yeah, now and I was looking for a client that I'm working with in a certain square footage and range and stuff. So we looked at this property, and again, it was 2,500 square feet. And I go, well, I don't want to shoot out a price yet. Sorry, it's between 2,000 and 2,500 square feet. Finished
Yeah, I'll
basement.
stop that.
Property showed well, but I don't like to spit out a range until I do some research, right?
Yep.
Look at what's listing in that range, and in that range, you know what? There was between maybe 857 and the high of 920, and there was 25, 30 listings. Went through a lot of them, and most of those had history going back several months being marketed on the board, right?
Yep.
Starting off at 1,167,000, now it's 899. 5 months later. That's how much the market has, and I'm not gonna say it all came down in 5 months because that's not true. That realistic price of a million, the non-realistic price of 1,167 was the market for that. I think the property's priced good now. I think it's priced better. And looking at the sales to back it up, yeah, that's all that's worth is 2,000 to 2,500 square feet. This is in Innisfil though, but still our
Yep.
neighbors. That's all what it's worth. It's not worth anything more.
Yeah.
That's how much this market has shifted.
Well, H in the last, so January, February, March, we actually saw an uptake, right? And and people things were selling definitely way more than they are right now.
100%, but look how much the consumer confidence has just shifted so much too, right?
Oh yeah, because it's right here. I'm gonna try to get it over there for you because I was talking to another agent yesterday and he said the same thing. January and February, you know, you saw, look at 14% higher in January, which was like unheard of, right?
Well, I wouldn't say unheard of because you know what? We don't have a lot of inventory. It's usually a slow month, but you know what? I find a lot of the buyers come out in that time and they look. So I'm not kind of surprised. But look at February and March are still down.
I know. March
Weirdly.
was because we didn't have the spring market, like it just didn't happen.
There was no spring market, so we really didn't come out of the gate strong. And then with the tariffs coming into play in April, and then it's just, it continually, if we look back, it's getting better, but this market is far from getting better. And it's not a market where we're starting to see trends, where we're starting to see some traction on. I
No.
think, you know, we don't know when that will be. So anyone tells you it's going to be next year, I hope it is, but we just don't know. If we have this.
Well, and that's why I want once we're done this, I want to go over the historical numbers from July to December because I think it's gonna shock you. And hopefully that trend continues, what I'm gonna show you. So anyway, between 7 and 8, actives are 181.
Crazy number.
Crazy number. 35 sales. Last year, 44. We're down 20%.
Yeah, and you only got 20% of the inventory turning and 80% is not turning, right?
It's a
It's it,
lot.
it's a lot. And you wonder what's going through some of these sellers' minds today. Of that 20% have sold, right? And maybe, maybe in one of our videos next month, we look at that and we dissect a range and we try to see what the trend was. Did they start off with an aggressive price? Have they tested the market for several months? What's the story there,
Yeah.
right? So it's just it's an alarming number. And we are starting to see some sellers adapt to this new market that we're in today.
We are. So 181 divided by 35 means we have 5 months of inventory at that range.
181 divided by what?
35 sales. So that's 5 months.
Oh yeah, yeah, 5 months with inventory. So a seller needs to keep in mind, holy cow, I'm competing with there's 5 months of inventory on the market, and that's if nothing else gets listed. And
That's
then
the problem.
right, coming into
That
a markets,
that is your whole problem. That's if nothing else gets listed, which it's gonna.
which is gonna
Yeah, we know it is. So between 8 and 9, 135 listings, only 23 sales. Last year, 33 sales. So we're down 30% there as well.
17% of the product is selling. That's it. The other 83% is not, right?
And by the way, that's almost 6%. That's almost 6 months worth of inventory.
That's crazy.
But what did you say? 78% not selling?
Sorry, 83%.
83%.
17% selling in that range. So there's just no demand right now, right? There's demand is very, very tight right now.
Well, I've talked to a lot of agents who this last week because I have some listings and I'm feeling out like, are you guys getting showings? Am I the only one like where nothing's happening? Like, what the hell's going on here? And they're in the same boat. They're not
Hmm.
getting showings.
No,
And a lot of them told me, you know what, they had 2 or 3 buyers at the beginning of the year and they're renting now.
they're scared,
Well, they think it's going to go down more.
and it might, right?
And it might. So they're like, well, we don't want to commit to anything
No,
because we think it's coming down.
it's not. It's going to come down. 1 or 2%. We're still seeing a 97% to list sell price and list price, which has been pretty consistent for the last few years. But it's just really hard to get that price right for the market today. And there's some homework to be done. And looking at the amount of inventory and hearing stories like you're just telling the public that you're getting showings. I know I had listings, they're not getting showings and they're low price
Right.
listings. Whoa, like what happened? This is the reality right now. So, you
Well,
know,
and I called some other agents and like, because I have one in Sandy Cove Acres right now, well, Parkbridge. And I wanted to ask, like, how is it? Because that's a whole different market upon itself.
yeah, it is.
It's a whole different thing. And I wanted to ask, like, what are they seeing? Are they getting any action, any showings? Like, what's happening with them?
Yeah.
And so, of course, they get into the market. We start talking about the market, and they're like, I could talk forever, Diane, about this because, you know, a lot of them, one guy had 8 listings right now, not all in Parkbridge. And he said that his sellers just want more than it's worth. Like he's trying to tell them, like, 6 months ago, I wanted you to lower the price and you didn't. And now I can't even get you that price because
No.
the sales, like the prices have gone down.
Yep.
And he
Yep.
said, if they would have listened to me 6 months ago and lowered it, we could have got something done. And now even that price isn't going to work. They're
It's not.
they're chasing the market, right? All the time.
That's it. That's it. And that's the thing, right? And I thought
We've
that
been in that situation ourselves where you're chasing the market.
chasing it down, but you have to get in front of it though. It's
I know.
not turning and it's not gonna, there's too many pieces of this puzzle right now that are working so much against the real estate market right now. So it's just how do you get in front of it? You have to be serious that you want to sell. That's the number one reason. You're competing with, there's only 15 out of this big pie. If we take all these averages, it's maybe 18% of the buyers are buying today. That's not good. So you're
No,
gonna is your property get in front of that right buyer. It's got to be priced. It's got to be priced.
it
It's
does.
got-
And I know people, the first thing people say too is that, well, I don't want to give it away.
you're not this is what the market is. This is a supply and demand market. There's a shitload of supply.
Yeah,
There's no demand. It's less
exactly.
than 18% probably. That's not a good number, Diane.
No,
So, when you know me, I'm a cherry picker of listings and a cherry picker of buyers. That's just me. That's not everybody. But I think I've turned down a couple listings in the last month and a half. Why? Want too much money. Second, they want me to do it for nothing. Sorry, I've got the wrong guy for that. Not interested in doing that kind of business. I'm not.
no,
I'm
I
just,
know. Well, a lot of people, I told you about the 1% real estate company and how many listings he has. He's only him and his wife, so I don't know how I don't want to name his name, but I don't know how you service that many listings and or do open houses or do stuff. But I mean, obviously everybody is looking for the cheapest they can do. Like it's all
well,
about the money.
he's got a lot more listings than I thought he was going to have, but that's okay. Good for him. Kudos, right?
But how do
But
you service that many when you're only
well,
one?
send out a mass thing of what's going on in the market, tell them what's going on. Out of that pile of 90 listings that they have, 80% of them aren't selling. So do the math. 18? 18 maybe out of that group of 90, 18 may be potential deals.
Yeah.
It's not good,
No,
right?
no, no. And that's a huge amount to carry and try to service for sure.
It is. It is. But it's easy to service in a market today because not a lot is moving.
No, that's true.
And are you going to focus on the other, 65 or 70 of the listings that, have no chance of selling? No, you're not. The answer is no, you're not. You
Yeah.
can open house it. And I get that question. Why? No one's coming. Let's be honest. No one's coming. You didn't open house last week. How many people do you got?
One.
There you go. What a great way to lose a Saturday or Sunday.
Well, listen, in Sandy Cove, I got five.
Yeah. Probably four of them were neighbors.
One was the other four from were from out of town though.
Yeah.
Like they were from like Richmond Hill, Orangeville. So like there, a lot of people go do that because they're an older demographic.
Sure, you want to check out the area, take a drive around, check out the community. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's a little bit different there than in most places.
Right, right. Okay,
And
let's
they
get
don't rely heavily on the internet too, older
no,
people.
no. They want to go see it for themselves.
Yeah, yeah, it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
So in the 8 to 9, we're at 135, 23 sold, 33 last year. So we're down 30% there. Oh yeah, we talked about that one. The 9 to 1 million, 110 active, sold 9, last year 11.
Wow, 8%, 92% is not selling. And this is common what we're seeing in the higher ranges due to affordability issues, due to taking on too much debt, too much risk, too much uncertainty.
Yeah.
You know,
Now this one's the worst. Okay. Over 1 million, 162 actives, 15 sales this year, 25 last year. We're down 40%.
it's a big number. Yep, 9% selling, right? That's it. Not good.
So 91% is not.
21% is not selling, right? And that range is even taking more being able to notice that numbers come down a little bit too, but we're still seeing some listings get listed in that range. I saw one come up in Innisfil before I hop on the video, two-story, 2,000 square feet to 2,500 square feet, $1 million. It's too much. It's too
I
much.
know.
Love the area, but it's too much. It's not,
Well,
it's
this is a problem. I mean, I'm seeing a mix, meaning I'm seeing some that are coming out still too high, and I'm seeing some coming out and they're reasonable.
and they're selling, right?
Yeah. Like
Taking
you're starting to see before it was like every listing was too high. 2 or 3 months ago when we were talking on here, it was like everything is too high. Like it's just out of control. Um, but now you're seeing a mix more of actual realistic pricing and still too high. Like there's the still too high ones are still there.
they're not going anywhere because look at the inventory.
Well, and they're canceling and relisting and they're trying to change their price a little bit and
Yeah,
you know, and if
yeah.
you're at 1 million, 2 or 3, and you're changing your price by 20 or 30,000,
Big deal. It's nothing.
well, you might as well not even do it.
Don't even do it. Take it off the market. If
Yeah,
it's not, this market isn't for you, take it off the market. It's not hard. Really.
no, I
If
know.
the stuff that should be on the market today or the stuff that is selling, and again, it's taking some time and I'm sure they're not happy about the price, but that's the reality of the market today. So let it go.
Exactly. Well, exactly. You got to do something.
You got to do something. And whether you're trading up or down in a high market, hot market, low market, you're just trading dollars for dollars, right? You're high market. Well, I'm selling high, but I'm buying high. So it really doesn't really matter.
No,
But the ones that are cashing out or want to get a certain amount, this market's not for you.
no,
Okay,
it's
what's
not.
the stuff that you did some work on?
I want to show you what I did
Okay.
because I think you'll be shocked by the numbers. So from July to December in the city of Barrie,
Okay, 2020, I see 2024 is a 20. Okay, we went over 25. Okay.
well, because this is a forecast,
Okay.
okay? We're looking at a forecast here because we're going to look at the history for the last 3 years from July to December.
Okay.
So 2024 was 1,001.
Sales?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
This is the sales from July to December in the city of Barrie. 2024, it was 1,001.
Okay.
2023 was 947.
Okay.
And 2022 was 921.
Okay.
Now, the whole thing here is if you look at the year to dates of our 10 years, over like the total sold in 2023 and 2024. So 2024 was 2213.
Hmm.
In 2023, we were down to 2220 and then 2355. But it actually, so every year went down, except that the last 6 months of the year was where the bulk of the sales were because they
Right.
actually went up.
Right. But I wonder if we're gonna. I personally don't think that we're gonna see that. Personally, think that the second, you know, Q3 and Q4 are going to come out of this channel going down. That's my opinion.
Well, and that's nearly everybody's opinion too.
Right.
And it very well could. It's
Right.
just it surprised me that over the last 3 years, the second half of the year
It's better.
is actually better than the first half in
Yeah.
every year.
Right.
And
Yeah.
every year got better and better. So in 2024, they said it was our worst year in 25 years.
Yeah.
But actually, we were better in the last half of the year than we were in 2023 and 2022.
Right. And we look at 2022's, man, we thought 2023 market was bad, but wow, that market was a lot stronger than what the market is today.
Yeah, it's just every year has been getting worse and worse.
worse, right?
So
So
we remember when we pulled up the sales the first 6 months of the year, it was
mm,
1926 in 2022, 1725. Then it went down to 1023 in 2024, and then it was 896 in 2025. So we were like from 3 years ago, we were way under half.
right, I know. And it started to come down, as we know. It came started to come down in March of 2022. That's when the shift started happening. And then we know tightening came along and the whole bit. I don't think most people saw this coming.
They didn't.
They didn't. They didn't plan on it. It just kind of going, well, let's see what happens. And all of a sudden, boom, a big engine stalled. Right? We
And you know
know
what? Every agent I talk to and everybody, everybody in this industry is saying the exact same thing. I mean, it's a consumer confidence, right?
a massive shift. And I don't think it's going to change until something with this trade agreement takes place. Right?
Well, and I think as long as things are sitting and sitting and nothing's selling and nobody's making a move, it's like anything, Mark. When all of a sudden when buyers start coming back, everyone's going to come back.
So it always is.
Always is. The buyers are there.
Mhm.
They're just not making a move right now.
A little scared. They're a little, think it might go lower. Could be some job things at risk, you know, not the right time. So fear, but you are right. They will come back, right? We just don't know when. And we see a better trend for the second half? My gut's telling me no.
Well, that's why I kind of wanted to do that and look at it because we did the trend in the first, well, we saw exactly what happened, right? In the very beginning of this year. And we looked at it and I thought, well, if we have to take a 50% decrease, if we look at the trend and it's going down, down, down in the last half of the year, then we would take, well, we would assume it's going to go down again this year
Sure,
because the first 6 months did.
sure, for sure. Yeah.
But the trend is that it actually goes up.
But when we look at we're down sales 14% year to date. Wow. I can't
Okay,
see
so if you take that number, we're almost done here. If we take this number of 1,001 and subtract 14%, what is it?
hang on. Oh, sorry. Give me 1 second.
887.
What'd you get?
887.
Okay. So
Which would be way lower than 2023 and 2022.
if the same trend kept in play,
That's
which,
right.
that's, you know, I think we'll make up a bit of ground, but I don't think it'll be, we may make up 3 or 4%, but is that enough to get confidence back? No, it's
No,
not. If we made up, oh wow, we finished the year, you know, um, up 4%. Wow, second half some buyers returned. Don't think we're going to see that. I think, you know, I almost think it's a price war out there with sellers now competing for that small piece of the pie.
it is.
On sale, great. How much are you going to give me how much are you going to reduce your house so we get this done?
Yeah.
Keep shifting and changing. Anyway, I think we talked that to death.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Have a good day.
See you.
See ya.